Okay, so right now there are so many people that want to buy a home, but they have to sell their current home, but they don't want to sell their current home before they buy the next home. And it's just around and around and around and around. It's like, I don't want to sell my house and then I can't find something to buy. Well, let's figure out like some different solutions and why this is really important right now. So I'm going to walk you through just a really simple presentation that I put together that breaks down a bunch of different ways that you can buy a house before you sell a current house, and not all of them have to be expensive private money bridge loans. So let's just walk through these slides one by one and see what are the options and what are the scenarios where these would work and who would they actually work for. So why does this matter right now? It matters because people feel stuck. And it also matters because there's inventory sitting on the market with sellers that want to sell, but they don't want to sell it contingent upon the buyer selling their place right now. So these are some of the things that we're up against right now. Like there is way more inventory currently right now in the market, but there's still really tight, good inventory. And there's fast moving sectors still of homes that do come on the market that are completely done, that everyone just wants that one home out of all of the ones that there are to pick. Contingent officers are getting beat out by people that are not contingent upon selling their house. Buyers are feeling super stuck until they sell, and sellers actually want to make a deal happen fast. And removing the sale of your current home as part of the offer is how the sellers can make a deal work so that they can move quickly as well and mitigate their risk from a timing perspective. Now, when we look at like what is a buy now and then sell later, it allows you to buy your next home before you sell your current one. It gives you tons of flexibility, confidence, and options, and you avoid double moves and rush decisions. You get more money usually as well on the sale of your current home because you can move out and then stage that home appropriately. So these are things that you have to think about when you're looking to do this type of transaction. Now, everyone thinks it's crazy complicated, like this insane diagram here, chemistry equation. It's not. It's not as complicated as it looks, and I'm going to make it really, really simple for you to understand. So who exactly is this for? This is for buyers that find the perfect house unexpectedly, homeowners with equity but little liquid funds, families needing to move first, then sell later, relocators, downsizers, self-employed, high asset buyers, buyers that find the perfect house unexpectedly, and 1031 exchanges for investment properties. All these different programs are for different types of individuals that are listed here, but they each have their own place. Now, when we look at 6 different ways to buy before you sell, and there's flexibility depending on your situation, you're going to fit into one of these. Okay. So let's start with the first one, which is a traditional buy before sell. And this is so simple. You really just qualify carrying both of your mortgage temporarily. So this is based on income for the most part, and there's no need to sell your first home or restructure any of your assets. So this is a scenario. Like let's say there's a purchase price of $850,000. The buyer has 10% to put down of their own funds right now without selling their house, and their current home payments are $3,000. Their new payments are going to be $6,800. Well, if their household income is $23,000 a month, they qualify automatically carrying both of those loans, and they're automatically approved. What's great about this scenario is that you're usually approved for a slightly higher mortgage payment than you actually want to pay, of course. But when you sell your current home, you just pay that loan down and do something called a recast. A recast allows you to take the funds from the sale of your house, pay down that balance, and then it re-amortizes your loan, which is fancy for saying it lowers your monthly payment back down to what the new principal balance is. So you're not stuck with that higher mortgage payment or mortgage amount. So that's how a traditional one is done. And more often than not, people can actually qualify for this. They just don't know. Now, the next one that we'll go through is this signature product that we have, which is the portfolio product. So this allows you to like tap equity now. So take equity out of your current house now, even if it's listed. Debt from the equity loan is excluded, which means that any loans that you have on your current primary residence that you're going to sell in the future, we don't have to use against you for qualifying purposes. You can also use gift funds for a down payment from a family member on this particular loan product. So let's run through the scenario here. Like a buyer takes out $200,000 out of their current home, and then they use that for the down payment on the new purchase. Now, if the payment on the current home is $5,000 a month, that's eliminated for qualifying purposes. We don't count that against you. So the payment on the new loan is $4,500 a month. If the income is $10,000 a month or more from a income standpoint for the borrower, it's approved automatically. Super, super simple, easy to do, and the person can buy before they sell. Now, another way to do this would be a bridge loan. So this is more of a traditional cross collateralization, meaning that we're using the equity in the property they're going to sell as collateral to finance 100% financing on the new purchase. So this uses both properties as collateral, 100% financing on the new home, so you don't have to put any down payment down of your own funds. And then you can pay this off when the current home sells, or you can pay it down and then switch over to a traditional loan that you would have got if you sold your home first in the first place. So here's a scenario so that you can understand how this works. If a client owns a home free and clear, if you own the home free and clear, and let's say it's valued at $1 million, you're going to purchase a new home at a purchase price of $2 million. Well, if the home's free and clear, we're using $1 million of the equity in the property that you currently own as collateral, and it's approved. 100% financing will lend you the $2 million upfront. You can close that home first, and then you can sell your home after. A really simple scenario, and we're doing these every single week. Now, another way that you can buy before sell is through something called a retirement or distribution of asset loan. Now, in this scenario, this is for retired individuals for the most part. And this is coming from like a 401k or an IRA, where we can set up monthly distributions to show income. And it's great for retired or soon to be retired buyers. There's no long-term asset depletion required. And we basically are using the assets as income to figure out an income calculation from that. So a really simple scenario here is a client's retired, they want to downsize. They want to sell their home and they don't want to sell their home while living in it. So let's say that the client has $500,000 in retirement funds. The new purchase is $600,000. Well, if the client wants to put down $30,000 for the down payment, so a minimum down payment, the payment on that's $5,800 a month. Okay. If they have Social Security income, for example, in this scenario of $3,800 a month, the income they need to qualify carrying both homes about $12,000 a month. Well, all we do as a lender, right, is that we just need 36 months worth of the payments in retirement funds in order to qualify. So in this example, they have $500,000. We're a shortfall of $8,200 a month on income. And literally that's 61 months worth of payments. That's greater than 36. Long story short, it's approved. Once again, an easier way to qualify without having to get really expensive private money. Now, let's say that a current home is in contract, but your house isn't going to close in time for you to buy the new house. This is also another really easy way to purchase a house. As long as you have an accepted contract on your current home and the financing contingencies have been released by the buyer, their home loan's approved, and their financing contingencies are released, you can actually buy that new house before your home closes. So it's treated very similar to like you did sell your house, for example, before. Now, this is a scenario for you. Client's purchasing a new home and your close of escrow is in 30 days. The client's selling the new home, but the close of escrow is in 45 days. So there's a gap there. They have to close on their house first. As long as we have a copy of that borrower's approval on the current home and the removal of financing contingency, automatically approved. So another super simple, easy way to do it. Now, this program is really great too. This is an asset qualifier program. So no income documentations needed, no employments needed. We're just simply approving the loan based on assets. So this is for someone who has significant assets saved, and it doesn't matter what type of asset, 401k, checking, savings, brokerage, investment accounts, whatever it is, doesn't matter. So it's ideal for higher net worth individuals. Now, this is a super easy scenario. If the client's purchasing a $700,000 home, if they have $1 million in cash investments, and once again, that includes everything, including retirement, as long as they have 120% of what they're borrowing, it's automatically approved. So another really, really easy way to do it. Now, common questions and concerns people have is like, what if my home doesn't sell right away? Will I carry two mortgages? Isn't this like super risky? These are all common and logical questions and feelings. Now, the good news is that we have a backup plan for every single scenario. Most options are short term. And as long as there's equity plus planning, like there's a million different ways to get really smart solutions without having to take on the additional risk. So every single scenario that we do with these loans is custom, so we mitigate as much risk as humanly possible. Now, if you have any questions and you're watching this, like feel free to reach out. Things don't have to be as hard as they seem to be. You just have to work with a professional that knows exactly what they're doing, that can give you great advice for your specific circumstance. Hope you found this helpful. Take care.